was a beautiful night to drive to the gold mine, to stay in the little cabin in the woods. I love to come here with my dog and stay at my friend's cabin. It's so peaceful here, and there's almost 300 acres, and it's so quiet and just no one is around. And all that you really hear are the crickets and the birds and the wildlife and the breeze, just the way I love it. It's a full moon night and the stars are out and we're getting ready for bed. We love to sleep out on the front porch on this little ratty cot with this ratty little sleeping bag, just so we can hear all the sounds. And believe me, there's a lot. From the owls to some strange chattering going on to some whooping sounds. You just never know what's going to happen out here, so that's why I like to sleep out on this porch. It's part of the adventure, is to see what shows up during the night. And it's always something different. It's pretty fascinating. I'm wondering what we're going to hear tonight. There's always so many different interesting sounds, and I have my theories about what they are. Well, the first night was pretty uneventful, just a beautiful, quiet night. And here's what the little cabin looks like. It's pretty humble and small, but it's just right. It's such a great escape. You've got everything you need in here, and in the daylight, it never seems scary at all. There's the old mine. Back in the day, it's changed a bit. There's a lot more trees around than there was back then. They probably cut them all down just to work on the mine. So I'll show you some of the mine here in a few minutes. Gosh, I love these mountain thunderstorms. They're my favorite. But Nevada, my dog, does not like them. Nevada, are you hiding? Are you in the shower? You can come out, girl. Storm's over. Oh, good girl. Oh, good girl. It's all done. You don't have to be scared anymore. Good girl. Oh, good girl. I'll go outside. See, the storm's over with. Just a little bit of sprinkle. This used to be a very productive gold mine, and it hasn't been active for probably like 25 years. It goes down a long ways, and there's tunnels going in every direction. So I guess you can walk for a few miles in there, and it's it's in the side of this mountain. But yeah, I have no desire to go in there. Here is one of these little tiny, kind of creepy little cabins that are still here. Very historical. They sure did make a big front awning on here. And yeah, I couldn't open the door and hold the camera at the same time. There's not much in there. Now I'm going to walk you over to the assay office where they stored all the core samples. So interesting. They're all in there in boxes. I'll have to put that in the next video. But they're all labeled and dated and where they came from. There's several different mines on this property. But it tells you kind of where in the mine they came from. But for some weird reason, the last owner of the mine had the caretaker that was here go in there and start dumping all these core samples out. There's still a lot of them that are still in there. I don't think the caretaker really wanted to dump them out, but he did what he was told, so a lot of them are in a pile right here, which is a real shame because there was so much documentation about what they were and where they came from, and now they're just out here in a broken pile, so you can see just how beautiful the stone is. It's so amazing to me. I wish I was a geologist and I could tell you more about what we're looking at here, but there's still gold in a lot of these samples. You'll be able to see veins of gold in there. I just don't know how you extract it. But yeah, it's so fascinating. I feel like a little kid when I'm out here. I could just dig around in this pile all day long and just lose complete track of time. So I did find a recording of the inside of the assay office, and here's a look at it. You'll be able to see that they're in boxes, all these core samples. They're all labeled, dated, and where they've come from. Look at all those core samples. Thankfully, there's still a lot of them in the boxes. So interesting, so much history in here. It's priceless. Okay, well, I've been putting off telling you the story of what happened next here. It's kind of unbelievable, and you might think I'm a complete nut after you hear this story. But, so anyway, we went to bed, and sometime during the night, I started hearing these voices, like there was a party going on around us, somewhere off in the distance, not that far away, and it sounded like people were, really chattering away, and they were like talking over the top of each other, and they were really emotional, they were really happy, and then they were really angry, and then they were all over the place, and it really scared me. It scared Nevada too, and we were just listening, we were just laying there listening. And I thought, geez, are these people on drugs, or what is it? It didn't quite sound like English, and I'm thinking, there's nobody around here. Like you'd have to come through some different gates to even get close to this place, and, why are there people out here? And then it didn't really sound like people. It sounded like a human language, but not like our language. And I tried to record it, but by the time I thought about it, because I was kind of in shock about what was happening, that I didn't think about it till it was almost over with. And then it seemed like it was moving away, but it went on for probably 45 minutes just listening to this, and it's dark and it's spooky. And so, yeah, anyways, we listened to that, and then sometime around 5:30 in the morning, Nevada started growling. It was still dark, and that wood pile wasn't there. So we could look out towards the front gate, and I saw something really tall, like really tall and big, and it looked around this tree at us, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a great big Sasquatch. And Nevada was still growling, and I saw it go behind the tree, and it was still kind of dark, but I could make it out, and it was probably about, I don't know, maybe 100 feet from us, maybe a little closer than that. I'm not really sure. It was like, I don't know, somewhere like 75 feet to 100 feet away. And there's a little bit of a fence over there. I'll walk you out there in a little bit in the video. And I saw it go behind the tree, and then when it came out, I swear it shape-shifted into a caribou. It had the big long rack down its back, and it looked at us and turned its head and just walked into the trees. And I was like, did I really see that? Did that really just happen? And I knew it had, but I was just like, it boggled my mind to where I was like, thought I was seeing things. I questioned myself later, and I was just, my mind was blown. So we got up a little bit later, and not much later, I pretty much got up, and we went in the cabin, and then as it got lighter, I wanted to walk out there and just see exactly where that was and what I had just seen, which would be right out over this, at the end of this deck, looking towards the north, kind of the northeast. So I'm walking you out to where we saw the Sasquatch. It was hiding behind that fence and behind that tree on the left, the big ponderosa. So yeah, it was a little bit dark, but it was very tall. It was way above that fence, and that fence is probably about 5.5, 6 feet tall. So yeah, where it was standing was right behind this tree, but it looked out at us to the left and then walked behind that tree. And then when it came out, it wasn't a Sasquatch anymore, it was a caribou. And it walked into these trees right here. So if you've had any experiences with Sasquatch, I'd sure love to hear about it. I've really gone down the rabbit hole, listening to other people's stories that are on YouTube. I had no idea there were so many stories, just to try to find if there was anybody having anything similar to what's been happening with me. I've actually seen Sasquatch 4 times now. I've seen a young one, and then I think it's the same one that I've been watching grow up. And then now I'm completely away from that area. I'm hours away from where I saw the first one. And I am in a completely different place. And now I'm seeing them over here. So, yeah, I guess I don't care if anybody thinks I'm a nut. I just hope that other people will continue to share their stories and keep an open mind. I really believe that these beings are mostly good. They're probably like people where there's bad ones and there's good ones, but I think there's more that are good. And I think that they're advanced in so many ways. They are just, they have a lot more abilities than we do. I think they're older than we are. I think they've been on the earth longer than we have. And I think they're just waiting for us to evolve, so they can feel safe enough to show themselves to us again. And according to the native people, they were just always a part of their society. That they were around, they were known, they were considered just another people. They weren't considered a creature or a monster or anything like that. So since we've been seeing them here, my friend and I have, mostly my friend, has been bringing them apples. And yeah, they love the apples. They're always gone, like in a couple of days. And you don't see any tracks. You don't see like a sign of deer eating them. You just see like these 2 fingers that have come down and like scooped up the apples, and they're just gone. So he's been doing that for probably over a month now, and like 5 gallons of apples at a time, and they're always gone. So yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Please feel free to leave your comments, and I appreciate you watching.